It's time to go over the Arizona Cardinals, and boy, oh boy, since the NFL draft, there has been tons of optimism surrounding this team and what they can do in 2024. Let's start right here at the quarterback position. Let's look at the depth chart here. As we see, Kyler Murray is definitely atop of this depth chart, and I'm telling you guys, Kyler Murray is really excited for this season. Should be coming in completely healthy, and now a new target, Marvin Harrison Jr. I think the sky is the limit for this offense. Kyler Murray has a very high floor just based on not only his rushing ability that he has. Now, I don't think he's a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen type of quarterback, but he does give you a decent amount of rushing yards, which is going to definitely help you in the fantasy football world. Now he actually has a target to throw to, a big body target to throw to, and that's only going to behoove you and your fantasy team if you have Kyler Murray a part of it. And for retrospect, for ADP values, you can get the combination of Kyler Murray pretty good as long as you can land that Marvin Harrison Jr. at the beginning of your draft. So overall, I think Kyler Murray should be in for a very, very stellar 2024 season, and he's probably going to turn a lot of heads. And look for 2025 him to have even a higher ADP, definitely in a lot of rankings once we see what he's able to do this season. Let's pull up the depth chart here again. Let's look at the running backs here. We have James Conner, Trey Benson, that new rookie that come out of Florida State, Amari DeMarcado, and DJ Dallas as well. So James Conner's already come out. He's at his floor. He wants 1,000 yards rushing as his floor right now. Now we'll see if that can happen. He's definitely talented to make it happen, right? The problem that we see with James Conner, he just can't stay healthy no matter what he does. So he's always going to miss a handful of games, whether it's 4 games, 5 games, whatever the case is. As long as he can stay healthy, he should dominate. But I think the health reasons is why they ended up getting a rookie like Trey Benson in here. Now, Trey Benson, I think, was one of my favorite running backs coming out of college this season, and I think he's very, very much capable of being a fantasy asset for you. Although, as long as James Conner's there, I just don't see Trey Benson being the man for you yet. They're going to need a, God forbid, an injury to James Conner for you to really say, yo, Trey Benson, let's go, weekly starter. Not even really a flex, in my opinion, until something happens. But James Conner should be very, very valuable for your fantasy football, your whole roster. If you end up getting him, you could probably get him at a decent ADP as well, and he should be able to be very manageable for you. So really talking about Trey Benson now, somebody coming out of college who really has a knack to run the football. He can find the holes very, very well. His cutback ability is quite decent as well. He's got some nice speed. Somebody who I think can really, really step up in the fantasy football world. And we could be looking at a rookie that could be one of the top fantasy football producers for the near future. You know, as soon as he takes over the reins from James Conner, I see Trey Benson being a top fantasy football player. So especially if you're in a dynasty league, Trey Benson's somebody you definitely want to go get. Let's pull up the depth chart here again. Let's go over these wide receivers, and the one we have to talk about is Marvin Harrison Jr. They also have Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, Chris Moore, Zach Pascal, and Tejuan Palmer, that rookie as well. So let's talk about Marvin Harrison, guys. 6'4" wide receiver. We're talking about a little bit smaller version of a Calvin Johnson. I think he can dominate. He's got a nice high point ability. He's got a knack into the red zone to make some plays, to come out down with the football. I think he's going to shock a lot of people this season. He should have I'm saying over 1,000 yards receiving. I'm leaning towards 1,100 to 1,200 yards receiving. I think right now Vegas has him down a little over like 1,050 yards, something like that. I'm definitely taking the over for Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's going to be spectacular. Absolutely the number one option on this offense. Even with Trey McBride here, I still think the offense will run through Marvin Harrison Jr. And I think Kyler Murray is going to build that respect for him, and he's going to command that. He knows he's good, and you're going to see that on the field. Michael Wilson should be the second wide receiver on this team. He was kind of given the opportunity last year as a rookie to kind of be the man. Really didn't show me what he can really do. So he didn't like pop off the pages at me. Just a wide receiver I'm not really interested in. Greg Dortch, the third wide receiver, the slot role. I think he's more of a wide receiver that I'm really, really excited about. He can definitely get in and out of his breaks, got reliable hands as well, and shown to be a good, productive wide receiver when given the opportunity. And I think this season, he should probably be the second option in this wide receiver corps to really get most of the yards. I really don't see Michael Wilson taking over that. It's going to be a lot of Greg Dortch. All right, so let's just pull up here. Let's talk about the tight ends real quick and kind of go over this real quick. We got Trey McBride here, and we also got the rookie Tip Ryman there as well. This is all about Trey McBride, right? So your big horses, all of a sudden, Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride, and Kyler Murray. That's the triangle of love right now, and that's probably what's going to get you the most fantasy points. So I think he's shown last year when he was the man, when there was no wide receiver options to be had, it was all Trey McBride. We saw him being hyper targeted at the tight end position. I still think he's going to be targeted at a higher clip, maybe a little bit reduced from what he was last year because of Marvin Harrison Jr., what he is going to command. But Trey McBride is still a stud of a tight end. I think he's drafted a little bit too high right now. It'd be nice to see him kind of reeled back a little bit just based on people aren't really factoring in what Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to do for this offense. But he's got good, reliable hands, and he has the knack to get open and find the soft spot in the zones. I like watching him play, and I think him and Kyler Murray is going to continue to grow and develop that chemistry that they have. So if I'm looking over the entire team of who I want to target for fantasy purposes on the Arizona Cardinals, we're looking at Kyler Murray for sure. We're looking at James Conner for sure. If you're in a dynasty league, I wouldn't mind adding Trey Benson there. Definitely Marvin Harrison. I would like to target Greg Dortch. He could be a nice flex option for you in some weeks. And then we're also looking at Trey McBride. So that sums it all up for the Arizona Cardinals. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you hit a subscribe button. Really helps out the channel. And I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.